Buyers of Ford's Expedition full-sized SUV are changing, according to the company. They're now skewing younger, with millennials entering the picture as the ones most interested in this full-sized body-on-frame style SUV. And as such, Ford has made some changes in the new 2025 Expedition to accommodate those buyers. It's now technology-packed. It's got all kinds of interesting stuff in there for togetherness and for off-road adventures and for tailgating as well. What has Ford changed for the 2025 Expedition? Well, come with me, we'll walk you through it, show you everything they've done. This is the new 2025 Ford Expedition Tremor. Now, you might remember there was an Expedition Timberline that was their off-road version, but not anymore. Now it's the Tremor, which is kind of the brand of off-road versions that Ford has across the truck lineup. But it actually has legitimate off-road equipment. This isn't just a sticker package. And it starts with the ride height. It actually has a 10.6-inch ride height, thanks in part to these 33-inch General Grabber all-terrain tires that are straight off of the Ford F-150 Tremor. But you've also got a lot of front skid plate protection, underbody protection as well for the engine, for the transfer case, for the fuel tank. So the thing can actually go off-road. In terms of electronics, it has a rock crawl mode. It has the one-pedal trail assist. It has the trail turn assist that enables you to turn tightly around corners as well. So not only does it have just the cool cosmetic changes in terms of the little gold accents both inside and out, but there is legitimate off-road capability with the new Expedition Tremor. The biggest changes to the 25 Expedition are in here. The interior is all new for 2025, and what a departure it is from the previous Expedition. It used to be that the Expedition and the Ford F-150 pickup kind of shared a lot of components and design elements. The Expedition was kind of trucky. Not anymore. Now Expedition gets its own look and its own interior, and this is what it is. Up top here we have a 24-inch panoramic display, part of what Ford calls the Ford Digital Experience. We've seen that in the new 25 Explorer, but now it comes with this large, high-up panoramic display that kind of replaces the need for a heads-up display in that you are looking very close to both the road and the actual speedometer and the displays up here without having to take your eyes off the road terribly much. That also now comes with this Squircle wheel. It's basically a rounded off square steering wheel, but it's got a flat top and a flat bottom so that you can see more of that screen. However, you are actually now looking over the steering wheel instead of through it. So for some shorter drivers, that might not necessarily be to their liking, as this dash is actually really quite high now. In the center, you have a 12.3-inch touchscreen. This is where all your controls are, including, unfortunately, climate controls. It's all touchscreen stuff now. There are some repeated buttons along the bottom there that are dedicated buttons, and the climate controls themselves are always going to be on the bottom of that touchscreen. So just like in the Explorer, it might not be such a bad deal after all. But overall, this interior is quite something, really a departure from what we've seen before. They've done really cool things like integrate a number of the speakers into this big sweeping side-to-side panel as well. The material quality in here really looks fantastic, and it should, given that this is the top Platinum model as well. Some other interesting features, that center console, you can have the option to have it be a power sliding center console. It will slide 8 inches back and allow you to put things in the center console very securely. The multimedia system is also new. The Ford Digital Experience is a new Google-based operating system, which we've seen and tried in the Ford Explorer. And it also means that all of your voice commands are now basically through Google as well, either through Alexa built-in or Google Voice Assistant, which is great as long as you have data connection to the outside world, because it uses the cloud in order to process a lot of that voice. So if you don't have any data connection, that might be a problem. Also, this is now going to be a subscription-based service for the Ford connectivity apps, which means things like Google Maps and the Google Play Store and the Wi-Fi hotspot. All of that's going to require a subscription, either monthly or annually. I'm not quite sure how much that's going to be yet, but it's one of the ways automakers are starting to make a lot more money off of people, not just the current owners of the vehicle, but the future owners too. It doesn't look all that different, but there are some updates. First and foremost, you've got a new grille and some new headlights up front for a cleaner look. The actual lights and the grille are kind of integrated. It gives it a more single-piece look, and you've got this really interesting light element that goes all the way down and around from side to side to emphasize the width of what is already an extremely wide SUV. Coming down the side, again, doesn't look all that different, just a little bit cleaner. This Platinum model has interesting optional 24-inch wheels and tires. Those are huge. But more interesting, I think, in the styling is something that they're now integrating in terms of zone lighting, which is lights in the actual roof rack. This is part of the 360-degree zone lighting idea that allows lights to illuminate all around the vehicle, which is great if you're going camping or just need some extra light in your driveway at home. But most interesting, I think, about the new Ford Expedition in terms of its body is out back. This is where we have the new Ford split gate. Top part, 3/4 of it opens up as a normal tailgate, and then the lower part lowers to form a kind of tailgate like a pickup truck. Now, this is great for tailgating or for, if you want to sit there while you're watching a game. They actually have this piece here which fits down into the floor itself and acts kind of as a backrest if you just want to sit here and maybe watch the kids' soccer game. One thing that's not changing is the powertrain. You still get a choice of two twin turbocharged 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 engines, either at 400 horsepower and 480 pounds-feet of torque, or the high output version at 440 horsepower and 510 pounds-feet of torque. They're both mated up to a 10-speed automatic transmission. One thing that is going to be new for the 2025 model year is the availability of Blue Cruise 1.4. Now, that's going to have a little bit more connectivity, a little bit more of a larger mapped road catalog, and it also offers features like hands-free lane change, where you just tap the turn signal and the semi-autonomous hands-free cruise control will change lanes for you. Doesn't quite yet do what General Motors Super Cruise does in that it can't tow with the Blue Cruise system, but it still does work pretty well in our experience. Towing has been improved as well. You've got some new technology in the Expedition. You've got the new Ford Pro Trailer Hitch Assist, which enables you to actually automatically back the car up and hook up a trailer. And you've got the Pro Trailer Backup Assist, which is, once it's already hitched up, you can use a little knob to help reverse the trailer and the Expedition at the same time. Max towing has now increased to 9,600 pounds, and Ford says that they've re-engineered how the Expedition tows so that you can actually tow a trailer up to 7,000 pounds without the need to use load distribution bars. Now, we're going to have to test that because, to me, that still seems kind of sketchy. We don't quite have all the details yet on what the new 2025 Ford Expedition will cost or when exactly it's going on sale, but it's going to be soon. And when we do have all that information and when we get some time behind the wheel on the road of the new 25 Expedition, you'll be sure to see that at Cars.com/news.